Good day and welcome to Alena Media TV. We are broadcasting from Toronto, Canada. I am Elsa Abraham, and in this episode we are bringing you editorials. Can Ethiopia heal after the TPLF killings? We cannot bury everyone, says the ENDF. Let's go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll get our editorial. Welcome back from that short break. Across Tigray region, sporadic fighting and looting continues, while 4.5 million people remain dependent on humanitarian assistance, says the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs and Ethiopia's Human Rights Commission. After nearly 2.5 months without adequate access to food, water, and health services, during the intense fighting, both bodies warn of a worsening humanitarian situation. Against this backdrop, members of the region's ruling party, the Tigray People's Liberation Front, continue to be attacked and tracked and arrested by the central government authorities. The TPLF and Ethiopian government are at war over the region's attempt to delegitimize the government of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. After the Ethiopian National Defense Force, the ENDF, seized the Tigray regional capital, Mekelle, on 28 November, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed declared the military operation has been completed and ceased. Since then, the ENDF has rapidly taken control of territory, while many senior TPLF leaders are nowhere to be found, since issuing arrest warrants against more than 60 of its prominent members. Addis Ababa says it has made significant progress in taking them into custody in the past few weeks. Now, hunting the TPLF. The ENDF and federal police were tracking the junta forces hidden in natural mountain caves and man-made refuges, villages and homes. Many were killed and many were arrested among the TPLF leadership. Because many refused to surrender, action had to be taken, said Brigadier General Tesfaye Ayalo of the ENDF. Sebat Nega, a founding member of the TPLF and often described as its ideology, was amongst those captured on 9th January. He is the first high-profile arrest. An additional 12 other officials were also taken into custody. Ruled for 27 years. The TPLF ruled for 27 years as the core party inside the Ethiopian People's Revolutionary Democratic Front coalition. After 17 years of guerrilla warfare, in 1991 it overthrew the Derg, the military junta that abolished the monarchy in 1974. Although nearly 60% of Ethiopians were not born when the TPLF was founded in the Debit Desert in 1975, there is a sense of deja vu. As happened 45 years earlier, the surviving founders of the TPLF have regrouped in the northern mountains, just a few kilometers from where it all began. In a sense, these arrests and deaths mark the end of an era and possibly of the party itself. When taken into custody, Sebat Nega reportedly told soldiers, "We have died a long time ago. We died when the TPLF ceased to exist. You know what you are doing now? You are burying us." When did the TPLF die? Nega was referring to Abiy's rise to power and the emergence of the Prosperity Party built on the ruins of the EPRDF. Berhane Chegab, a former member of the TPLF, explains that the decline started earlier, back in 2012. The Sudan death of former Prime Minister Meles Zenawi, also a founder and firm-handed leader of the TPLF, left a power vacuum in the party. There was also resistance to renewal from the old guard, including Nega and Debrecen. Gabriel Michael, the current head of the TPLF. Regardless, the arrest of the EPRDF marched on to nominate Abiy as Prime Minister in 2018, demonstrating the TPLF's weakened status inside the coalition. The TPLF began as a pro-Tigray independence group, then became the Ethiopian government, and is now an isolated and weakened pro-Tigrayan party. What's next? Finding Debrecen. In early December, after the government took control of Mekelle, Berhanu Jula, chief of staff of the ENDF, said Ethiopian forces are now pursuing and hunting hidden holes. In the highly mountainous region, where most of the army is on foot and the TPLF has wide knowledge of the terrain, it might take time before Debrecen and the TPLF spokesperson, Getachew Reda, are found. However, 2 days after Sebat was apprehended, former Tigray President Abe Waldu was also arrested. Waldu was removed from his position in 2018 and replaced by Debrecen. Cooperation from disgruntled TPLF members could potentially help in the search. Trials and burials. As the Prime Minister has said, following the peacekeeping mission, it is expected the arrested civilian and military officials will each be tried according to the law which applies to them. Simene Kiros, an associate professor of law at the University of Addis Ababa, tells the Africa Report. Indeed, 20 officials, including Sebat Nega and Keria Ibrahim, former spokesperson of the House of Federation, arrested in early December, have been accused of forceful attempt to overthrow the constituency. They appeared in court on 15 January and have pleaded not guilty. The trial is expected to resume at the end of January. As for the deceased and their burials, the ENDF's Brigadier General, Tesfaye Ayelo, says it is difficult. The defense force is in a very remote region. We cannot bury everyone. If we could, we will. Their families can ask for their bodies. Bottom line, with elections expected to take place on 5th June, the country and government are walking a tightrope. The Electoral Board has released a calendar for the upcoming polls, with the exception of the Tigray region. In the aftermath of conflict, the federal government has begun to replace TPLF regional officials. The date for the polls in Tigray will likely be announced once the regional government can fully function again. The Electoral Board also suspended the TPLF's license on January 18th, effectively banning it from participating in the elections. In its statement posted online, the board said that officials representing the TPLF in Addis Ababa have declared they can no longer stand for and represent the party. The TPLF will come under more scrutiny as the license cancellation came on the heels of investigations into the TPLF's assets. After covering the party's debt, the remaining property and money will be used for civic and electoral education funding, said the board statement. But while the TPLF will have to reckon with its changes and loss of leadership, Abiy as well will have to work to re-establish his reputation and that of his Prosperity Party. Already, the Electoral Board has given license to almost 100 parties ahead of its June's polls, setting the scene for a challenging race in which the center versus the regions theme will play out across the country. This is where we end today's episode on editorial. Make sure you like, subscribe, share to your friends everywhere, Make sure you hit the notification button so that you'll be notified anytime we make a post. Thanks for watching.